XCR 375 here. Today is March 10th, 2020, and figured do a video on what's going on, state of things. First off, this daylight saving time is kind of kicking my butt. Just feels like jet lag, and I think quite a few of my subscribers know that I travel internationally and stuff like this, and this daylight saving time feels like jet lag right now. So still kind of getting over it a bit. Yesterday kind of crept up on me and got me pretty hard and knocked me out pretty much for a few hours. So anyway, I'm going to talk about what's going on in New York. As everybody probably knows, there's a lot, this is going around on the internet like wildfire. But I'll read off a couple of sentences here, and then I'll give you my take on it. New York Governor Cuomo is deploying National Guard to a New York City suburb that has the largest known cluster of coronavirus cases in the state. Suburb is New Rochelle, small city just north of the New York City in Westchester County. Has about 108 confirmed cases, and reasoning behind this is due to high concentration of the coronavirus in New Rochelle. The state is moving from a containment strategy to one of mitigation. They're minimizing large gatherings and closing schools, community centers, houses of worship within a 1 mile radius of the center of the outbreak, which is believed to be a synagogue. You're not containing people, you're containing facilities, Cuomo said, acknowledging what will be a period of disruption for the community. And then it just goes on. Beginning Thursday, tomorrow morning, all facilities within the containment radius will be closed for 2 weeks to allow for thorough cleaning and to assess the situation. The National Guard will be deployed to the containment area to assist in cleaning schools and delivering food to quarantine residents, Cuomo said. So my take on that, I think this is going to be a test run to see how well people handle a quarantine, a martial law type of situation. Um, you don't deploy a National Guard to clean buildings and deliver groceries and stuff. I mean, you've got, you know, city resources to do that. And so something else is definitely going on behind the scenes. Once the guard's deployed, Cuomo can always expand upon that, increase the containment radius. So, and this kind of goes back to one of the documents I was reading to you earlier or in the week or later last week, was the 8 phases of containment. So I'm bringing up that document right now. Let's see, we're definitely past phase 3, which is the acceleration and panic. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll have a link to a video where people are just going through an aisle at a market and buying up everything. So we're definitely probably into definitely phase 4. Medical martial law, or martial law is declared. Eventually, all the U.S. borders will eventually be closed. U.S. military or National Guard will be ordered to shoot on sight for violators. All major American highways and interstates will be closed via military and police checkpoints to prevent travel between cities and states. Let's see, energy and food rationing will be enforced via an executive order under the auspice of a declaration of national emergency. Verification non-infected individuals will be ordered to appear at work in food production, transportation, medical industry, and other critical systems. The facilities involved in the production and transportation of essential items will be protected, by the police and the military and so forth. Then it goes on. The CDC and federal government declare that while a vaccine and testing shows promise, the current course of action worldwide is an isolation and quarantine plan is determined to be the only viable solution until the disease has run its course. Estimates of a 15% total mortality rate and the United States proved to be woefully short of reality. So that's just phase 4. Phase 5, as the infection rates naturally begin to decline due to quarantine actions and the efforts of the government to contain the spread, rumors of a mutation of the disease begin to appear on social media and the internet. That has already happened, as some scientists have said that there's 2 different strains of the coronavirus, the China one and the one that's in Iran at the moment. I'm sure this is already happening too. The government starts dispatching special teams to investigate these claims, but no proof was initially found. Meanwhile, a vaccine begins to show promise, and after several series of tests and trials, it appears that the new drug has at least a 50% cure rate, sufficient enough to begin mass production and provide hope for the survivors. So, pretty much they're also saying hot zones will still be isolated until things calm down. So that's pretty much the whole entire document. There's a lot of government gibberish in it and scientific type of numbers and stuff, which I don't fully understand. But anyway, my take on New York and what's possibly going to happen up in Washington State, where the governor here is looking at, I'll put links to this too, at declaring to go under medical martial law to stop the virus from infecting more people. So this is happening. Most of the time, the National Guard is deployed to deal with natural disasters, Hurricane Katrina, Northridge earthquake, and so forth. Not deployed like this. Another time that the Army was called out was during the 1918 Spanish flu to help quarantine cities and keep people from breaking curfew, which, you know, I can understand, because you have dumbasses like the people that went from Chicago to St. Louis and infected the Amtrak train. So, in a sense, yeah, you have to have, because people show no common sense. Then you also have that father who took his daughter to the father-daughter dance, even though he was already instructed by the Missouri State Health Department to self-quarantine and not to go anywhere, but he ignored it anyhow. So you're always going to have dumbasses that need to be minded, I would say. So, so then also here we have a coronavirus containment no longer possible in the USA, says a former FDA head. See, according to the former U.S. Food and Drug Administration head Scott Gottlieb, we're past the point of containment as a nation. The only thing left to do, in his view, is to implement broad mitigation strategies, including no more large gatherings, no more going to school, and possibly no more unnecessary travel. The next 2 weeks are really going to change the complexion in this country. Then the U.S. Surgeon General, Jerome Adams, seems to agree, adding in his own statement that individual communities need to be coming up with their own unique mitigation plans before panic fully sets in. And then he goes on to say that's going to be different in Seattle than what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi, and so forth in other cities. No kidding. I'll put a link to that video where it shows panic buying of toilet paper, and the hordes, or I should say locusts, come flying through the aisle and just grab every single package of toilet paper. Where I'm at, Sam's Club, Walmart, and the other big chain stores up here don't have any more toilet paper. My local Albertsons has got, has been definitely hit. You can tell it's been definitely hit, but it still has toilet paper on the shelves, along with cleaning supplies. No hand sanitizer, though. But from what I've been reading and from what people have told me, the hand sanitizer is not as effective as soap and lathering up your hands for a good 24 seconds. You nurses and medical professional know this. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands for a good 24 seconds. Get under the nails and stuff like that. So it helps having a girlfriend that's a nurse. She tells me these things. So now I'm going to switch over to some things that you should really get, important to have. Ham radio, portable. Baofeng, this one's got the channels. You can pick up AM, FM on it, and I believe you can also pick up the weather channel on it. Holds a good charge for quite a while. This is an older version. Get yourself a longer antenna, and also what you can do is you can get headsets that go into your ear, kind of like the Secret Service ones, and those are good too. Just a little two-way walkie-talkie. If you're in a group or if you have neighbors that you trust, you can all get on the same channel and see what's going on. And also at the same time, it also has here a place to plug in two-way headset like Secret Service. So these are good too. Then what I recommend, because as preppers, we have to think ahead and think about, hey, what if power goes out? How am I going to get my news? So I got a little weather radio, AM, FM, also weather band, also has a pretty cool little flashlight. So, and it's solar powered, got a battery charger here. So you can charge up your batteries and stuff right there. See, an older USB connector. I had to dig through my wire drawer to find one for it. But get your stuff charged up, test the batteries out, test your capabilities, see what's going on, see if things still work. One thing that I absolutely recommend everybody get, SunJack. Pretty sweet, portable solar panels. Pretty nice, folds up, nice and compact. A little carrying pouch here for where the battery is. This is the battery. USB, sorry, right here. USB right here. Battery plugs into, and over here, micro USB, and holds a charge so you can charge your cell phone, you can charge your batteries. And as an add-on accessory, you can pick up a little battery charger for your chargeable batteries. Also plugs in, see, a little micro USB. You can charge your batteries off of it. So, comes with quite a few of these little micro USB cables and stuff. So it's a pretty good deal. Good way to keep your stuff charged. We'll charge up this, and it's solar panel, so you don't have to worry about trying to find batteries and stuff like that. Also, like I said, stock up on batteries and get your food, whatever you guys like to eat regularly. Get what you can. Don't change too much right now. But once you start seeing markets and once you start seeing quarantines going up and so forth, people are going to ask, well, what are you going to do if they throw a quarantine up? Well, you need to think about that and what you're going to do. If you're in a big city, I would definitely say get the hell out, because that place is going to go up in flames like you wouldn't believe. Lots of looting, lots of robbing and stuff like that. They're not going to be able to put National Guard on every single street, especially a city the size, let's say, Los Angeles, Oakland, or San Francisco, or even New York. So my plan here is I'm in a pretty small town, about 65,000 people. A lot of them are already preppers, so I don't think it's going to be too crazy. I'm new to the area up here too, so I really don't have a very good layout of the land and a location just to disappear into. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'll probably self-isolate. I have the capability to work from home, and since I work in the IT field, which is a good thing at the same time, but I got a bookcase over to my right. It's got full of books, got some online games. Definitely going to be able to keep myself busy. So anyway, and kind of back to what I was saying about the infection and stuff. Merkel, the German chancellor, expect 60 to 70% of Germans to be infected with coronavirus. And let me tell you, I've been over to Germany, and they are on par with the United States, infrastructure-wise, sometimes even better in certain aspects. And their medical system is really good. They're very modern. And yeah, so if you have a government official such as Merkel saying this, then pretty accurate, I believe. I'll even read this to you. Angela Merkel says she expects around 60 to 70% of Germans will be infected with the coronavirus, which equates to about 53 million people. Reportedly, the German parliament fell completely silent when Merkel stated the number. You know, yeah. And then, given the fact that coronavirus has a mortality rate around 1%, they're going off of their numbers. This could equate to over 500,000 deaths. So, here we go. In the same article, I'll post this down below. The World Health Organization director, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, claimed that the death rate was actually higher at 3.4%. So, and let's see, Germany hasn't done any type of quarantine or any lockdown. So this is a pretty nasty bug. Am I saying is this apocalyptic? I would be more concerned with the two-legged critters running around and panicking and trying to get your goods and stuff like that. I believe what they were saying in Trump's press conference yesterday is the elderly are going to be really affected by this, and people with underlying health conditions. So get healthy, take your vitamins, eat right, and be prepared. For those people that are in big cities, I would say start finding ways out around roadblocks and stuff. Sewer systems are always good, or the river systems, because once a quarantine goes in place, it's done. Italy, boom, overnight. Quarantine, the whole northern portion of quarantine, and I believe the rest of the country is also quarantined. So National Guard takes some time to mobilize because they're civilians that get called up and then report into their armories and get issued gear and stuff. So that's your time frame. If you're going to get out, that's your time frame. These people up in New York right now, yeah, they're stuck. They're not going to go anywhere. People in New Rochelle, small city, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to lock it down, and everybody knows that New York is full of liberals, full of Democrats, hate guns, and I would not be surprised if they try to make a grab for the guns at this time up in New York. So then I'd also like to just go over what I was told at work today. My work has banned all travel domestically and internationally, and basically said avoid all large gatherings and stuff. Stay out of states that have coronavirus in it, so you don't spread it. And just, yeah, take it seriously. So, and was informed, be prepared to work from home. Make sure you have enough stuff on hand to, be at home for 30 days or more. So it's no joke. It's pretty serious. Anyway, like I said, get prepared. Beans, band-aids, bullets. Make sure you got some way to find information, communication gear, whatever you need to listen in or even to communicate with people. You never know. I mean, cell phones may be taken offline or taxed or might not work. So you need some way to get some type of information. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. XTR 375 out. Stay frosty.